Well, a very good evening to each and every one of you, and welcome to the second episode of 2025. How are you?
I am.
We're all in pink.
Aren't we? We're looking blushing.
Blushing is a great thing.
Yes,
I love that jacket.
Isn't that nice? Yes, I like your jacket.
Thank you. We could swap if you want.
Yes, why not?
Lovely. So, how are you? How's your first of all, importantly,
yes,
your duties of deputy
yes.
dog? Yes.
I had a few weeks off, so my first duty is this Thursday.
Lovely. Well, I just want you to draw you to my exciting news.
Oh yes.
For this year. Well, I was doing New Year's Eve at the Cheshire Cheese in Hyde.
I know very well.
Yes, it's a very good venue, run by Mr. Tony Cooper.
Yes, they do a lovely cheese sandwich.
Well, they do. It's true.
Yes.
And my present this year, everybody,
You don't get paid.
I do get paid. I get paid right royally there, honestly. Is that they've now decided that I am now a baroness. Everybody.
Really? Because I've heard you called a lot of things.
Yes.
But that's not one of them. Baroness
Belinda Scandal, I am from now on, and this will be obviously getting framed on the wall somewhere.
In a very cheap frame, yes.
In a very cheap frame, yes. But isn't that lovely?
That's yes.
Do you do Latin?
Of course, yes. I'm that old.
Descens and hotis.
Yes.
Which means?
Not accurate.
Okay, so lovely. How are you anyway? Have you had a good time, little break?
Yeah, well, we
didn't stop.
We met up, didn't we?
We did. Where did we go?
We went to the Ivy.
Went to the Ivy.
Yes, we were the most famous people in there.
Well, of course, there was nobody else in. It was the start of the year. And we had a nice burger.
Yes, we did, didn't we?
Nice burger.
With a bit of truffle.
Is that what it was?
Yes,
oh.
yes. What? Didn't repeat on you, did it?
Oh, it did repeat on me. I went home hallucinating.
Did you?
I was hallucinating, I don't mind telling you.
We went for a nice walk after.
We did have a nice walk afterwards.
Yes.
In our lovely, beautiful city,
yes.
Manchester.
Is that where it was?
The city just looks better and better every single week, doesn't it?
Does it?
I think it does. It's still the best city in the world.
Is it?
Without a doubt.
Lovely.
And I'll never hear anybody say anything against it.
No.
So don't try. Anyway, everybody, welcome to the...
Car parking was still a bit of an issue.
Car parking was a bit of it. I think you got out, didn't you?
I did.
Don't have that problem when I walk, you know.
No.
Although I have to say, after Christmas, I think it's very important that we do introduce a fast lane and a slow lane for walkers,
on the
pedestrians.
pavement,
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Because some people like to proper dawdle.
They do, don't they?
Yes.
What would you say? There's dawdlers and there's...
Dashers.
Dashers.
I am a dasher.
You're amazing.
I mince down the streets of Manchester like there's no tomorrow. I do.
Well, you can't have a lane just for drag queens.
No, well, not for drag queens, but for people that are in the moment, that need to get to A to B, that don't want to sit there and talk about
couldn't you?
Love Island and all that stuff.
I know. Turn the cycle lanes into dashers and dawdler lanes.
Oh, that would work, actually.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, they don't need much space, these
Get
cyclists,
rid of
do
the
they?
cycles.
Yes, well, they're getting rid of cars slowly but surely, aren't they? Yes,
Certainly,
especially around Manchester.
started.
You can't get round there, can you?
No,
It's terrible.
you can't.
Listen, it's been, as much as we're putting a nice slant on today's episode, it's a bit of a strange one, particularly for me to do
Well,
today.
it is, isn't it? And we've had, this afternoon, we've also had ITV Granada in filming as well.
Yeah.
Because, we've lost quite a shining star of the drag and comedy circuit, haven't we?
Yeah, of course we're referring to the Vivian, dear friend of mine, James Lee Williams. Sadly, we don't know what's gone on.
No.
As at the moment of this episode, but he's no longer with us.
No, which is very sad, isn't it? So the Vivian was somebody you've known for quite some time.
Yeah, well, heard of before I actually knew, because his talent was clearly always going to shine brighter than most. And somebody that I've been jealous of for a while, I don't mind saying it. Somebody that worked the way from backstreet drag queen to working all over the country, all over the world, in fact, and was, of course, the original ambassador for RuPaul's Drag Race in the UK before he even came here, before it was even an episode. And then, of course, entered RuPaul's Drag Race, did very, very well on that, and became an absolute legend because of that, but unfortunately no longer with us, which is...
No, and I think that was, I mean, the career allowed Vivian to, well, we saw her in The Wizard of Oz,
yes,
and in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and kind of made it onto a lot of mainstream television as well.
Yeah, he did the skating programme.
Dancing on Ice, and lots of guest spots on other shows as well.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a very sad loss, isn't it?
It is a very sad loss. It doesn't feel real, I have to say, at the moment. It doesn't feel real at all. Found out the news almost accidentally via a friend of mine who sent me a message. And I actually did something that at this moment I'm feeling a bit embarrassed about, but it's, I guess, the way grief works. I messaged Vivian to say I'm seeing a lot of this crap on the news. It can't be true. And you're waiting for a response, and yet all these tweets are going up, and then you're thinking it kind of must be true. I was kind of hoping for the first time ever it was one of them stupid stunts where, you know, that they pretend that somebody has passed and they've actually not. Fortunately, it wasn't. So, sad times. We did, of course, speak to the Vivian a little while back.
We did.
And there's one clip that, for me, is particularly poignant. Have a look at this.
So, I mean, this story's been around, since 1939, hasn't it? It's a good classic. What do you think of the enduring qualities of the tale?
I think it's, you know, especially as LGBTQ people, plus QIA and all of that, you know, not just for us, but for everyone, it's a story of, you know, the human spirit and, you know, going from this black and white world of Kansas into this world of Technicolor, finding your tribe, finding your people, and knowing that there's something bigger and better out there for yourself. You know, I grew up in North Wales, which I love and is beautiful, but I don't think the Vivian would have ever thrived in North Wales. But I went to Liverpool, and that was kind of me leaving Kansas and going to Liverpool, which became my Emerald City, and that's where I found my people. But we all found each other within this family, and I think that's definitely what you know, Dorothy does. And then, you know, the kind of the take home thing from the story is that, you know, you always had that power. You know, you always had the power to go home. So you always had the power to be whatever you want. And I think it's a great story and something that we all love.
So, very poignant.
Yes, indeed. And I think the thing is, you know, not a great age at all, of course. And the lesson is, when you get the chance to do something,
do it.
Do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now...
Yes, we should also say, of course, today has been the funeral for Kath Phipps.
Yes.
Who was the receptionist at Manchester United.
Yes, now she was there
since 1968.
1968, I was one.
Was you?
Yes.
I was not thought of.
No, and there'd be a lot of people would
want to stick with that.
Really.
Yes, how nice.
But yes, so it's been her funeral at Manchester Cathedral today. So lots of famous names from the world.
Big event it was for her, which is nice.
Fantastic.
This is the thing about just linking the two together. Wouldn't it be nice if while we were on this planet, alive, that we knew how many people and the types of messages people were going to say and the things people were going to say? Life, would be a lot kinder if people knew exactly how they felt about everybody.
Yes, well, you want your eulogy while you're alive to enjoy it.
Do you mind?
I see what you're saying.
Yes. No, a lot of people do it. A lot of people have these what they call living funerals, where they're still alive, but they have their funeral and people say nice things. Of course, I think that the impetus there is people should and will always say nice things, perhaps while you're alive, and perhaps they'll try and be clever, like some artists have been about our Vivian, and now she's no longer with us.
Or maybe, yes.
Yeah. Of course, there'd been nothing nasty to say about me.
No.
So, did you watch much television over the festive periodicity?
Well, I saw a few bits and bobs.
Yes. Did you watch Gavin and Stacey?
No, and I have to say I've never watched it.
Neither had I. But the Christmas special came up, and I wanted to watch it because there was so much hype around it.
See, that's what always puts me off when there's hype. I think, oh no.
I know now. I see, because I get that FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah, no.
So I need to watch it. So we watched it, and of course I weren't alone watching it. There was 12.3 million people
in your house,
in my house alone, that watched this program, and they loved it. And the consequence of that is I've started watching it now from season 1.
Have you? So are you enjoying it from season 1?
It is daft. I love it.
Right.
It's proper my kind of daft humour. You know, the kind of humour that you try and do. Daft humour. I like it.
I do as much as I get paid.
Just one line then. So yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
Yes.
Yes, and I suppose we couldn't really talk about ratings and the ratings war without mentioning, I think, our two favourite-ish programmes. The soaps, of course.
Yes. So Gavin and Stacey came in at number 1.
Right.
In the Christmas Day rating.
Yeah.
And the BBC had the whole top 10.
They did well, the BBC. Well, so they should with the amount of money we're paying to have our licence
well,
fee.
Exactly. So, yes. So I think because there was 2 episodes of EastEnders, wasn't there? I think
Did you watch them?
No. I think one did better than the other.
That's right. Now, part two
was it,
of the Christmas episode, part two got 3.98 million
Now you see,
overnight.
which is great, but it's not that long ago. That would have been
Rubbish.
disastrous. They'd have all got the sack.
Well, you say that, so that leads me to the next question then. Coronation Street only got 2.4 million. So should people get the sack?
Well, they would have done in the old days. I mean, television viewing has changed considerably.
Because I remember you standing when we had Rita on the stage and you saying how many people tuned in to watch a particular episode. I was like, what?
Yeah, 20 million.
20 million people.
But I mean, that was, 18... If they hadn't, a few years ago, if they hadn't got more than 18 million on Christmas Day, then yes. I mean, you think, Hill Drogden left on Christmas Day, and that was 20 odd million. But yes, you'd get like half the population watch, which doesn't happen anymore, does it? And you get people who now will watch like a Corrie episode on ITVX before it goes out on terrestrial TV and all the rest of it.
Which leads me to my next question, really, to you. Should people be watching a very successful programme about plasticine that gets 9.3 million, and should the people that are only getting 2.4 million be taking lessons from the plasticine models?
We got 9.3 million.
Well, we could be Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit. Vengeance Most Foul got 9.3 million.
I missed the middle because somebody rang up. But I did watch Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, again, that's become see, this is the thing, isn't it? That became a kind of, and Gavin and Stacey became an occasion.
Yes.
We'll all sit down in the evening and watch those programmes on occasion. Whereas that's what the street used to be.
An occasion every day.
Everybody, yes, but particularly at Christmas, the whole family would sit down and watch it. And that's what's changed, hasn't it?
I think the way they got rid of, the way they said goodbye to Helen Worth was a disgrace.
Well, again, personally,
yeah,
we had police and all that again. I would have done away with that for that episode. What I would have just loved is to have half an hour. I would have loved a two-hander with Audrey.
Oh, yeah.
And a two-hander with David.
Yeah.
Segued around a leaving party in the Rovers.
Yeah, in the Rovers.
And I would have just had that.
Yeah.
For the final half hour.
It would have been amazing. But it didn't happen, did it?
It did.
EastEnders, you've missed out on that. It was fantastic.
Well, I don't. To be honest, I don't actually watch that much television. To be fair.
No, but like you say, these are and you say
but
these
are.
Okay.
I did tune in and watch the Helen and the previous episode as well.
Occasion viewing, but you'd say that, and then you've got Mrs. Brown's Boys, which to me is just diabolical rubbish.
Yes, and I don't like drag.
No,
it shouldn't be on television. But it's changed. And I mean, I can remember one year they did with Coronation Street where they had the the Queen's speech, as it was then.
Actually in the programme.
In the middle of the programme. They all sat down to watch it. And the King's speech beat Coronation Street.
Did it?
That came in the top 10.
As you'd kind of hope and expect.
Well, you never know these days.
No.
But yeah, it's very odd how television viewing is these days. It's completely changed.
Of course, a lot of it is an afterthought. You watch it as a catch-up, don't you?
And people will talk to you about a show, and then you think, "Oh, I'll go and
have a go on that." Yeah, like I've done with Gavin and Stacey. Yeah.
It was an interesting thing because that Archie, the Cary Grant thing, was on over Christmas, and I watched that.
Yeah.
And I noticed on one of the newspaper websites they reviewed it.
Yeah.
And all the comments were, "Why are you reviewing this? It was on a year ago." Well, of course, it was on ITVX.
Yes, it was.
Ago.
Yeah, very good.
So it shows you how that's polarised.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, they put that one about Noel.
Yes.
That was on ITVX for a while.
That's right.
So go on, let's have a bit of trivia for you then. Do you know when the first movie of Wallace and Gromit was shown on television? What year would you say that was?
I would say 1989.
You'd be right. Okay, then. So...
That was a good guess.
That was a very good voice. Of course, he was voiced originally by...
Well, Peter Sallis.
Yes.
Yes, who was in the same class at school with my uncle.
With you? Right, sorry. with your uncle, right.
Yeah.
And of course, his voice has been replaced. You wouldn't know.
No, you couldn't, because inevitably you listened out for it, didn't you?
You did.
There were one or two little bits that I thought it was slightly different, but not in a bad way.
No, Ben Whitehead taking over.
Whitehead. He did a very, very good job.
He did a very, very good job.
In fact, the whole thing was very, very clever, because it was a good story. There were lots of filmic references. There were some very good jokes, visual jokes in there.
It was good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Now, my favourite programme has returned, I must just say. My favourite programme ever has returned.
Manchester. Yes.
And I feel it's one of yours as well. I'm referring, of course, to Season 3, Series 3 of The Traitors.
Oh, yes.
Interesting fact for you. First episode of Series 3, 5.4 million people tuned in.
Very good. I love The Traitors.
Why is it so good? Why are we buying into this?
So every episode has a hook.
Yes.
For a start. And you do think, I want... which is what soaps used to do. Yeah, you didn't know what the story was going to be in a soap.
There used to be an amazing feeling when a soap came to a good cliffhanger, and you'd go, "No, I want more of it."
I mean, now you don't just like today. As it last night today, they've had this big storyline in Coronation Street, but it's with the stabbing. But it's all been trailed. We knew what was going to happen.
This is the problem.
Why bother? You don't need to watch it. So I think with The Traitors, there's a hook at the end of it.
There is.
It's beautifully shot.
It looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
You've got all that scenery and everything, haven't
you?
And what a bunch of idiots there are on it.
Why?
Don't you? I think, oh my. What about that woman who's doing a Welsh accent because she thinks...
Oh, I know. She thinks that'll help her.
Help her. And the second person who got out of it was Welsh.
Yes.
So it didn't help her, did it?
Didn't help her at all. Here's a question for you. You know when they come to the breakfast room?
Yes.
And they're all waiting around?
Yes.
Right? The last two people through the door...
Yes.
They must know what's going on.
No.
Because it's inevitably the ones that are potentially up for being murdered that are the last few that come through the door.
They know, yes. But of course they don't stay in that...
No, they don't. But they know as they're coming into the they do. They're coming into the room.
Yes, they must know that. Yes,
there's a bit of trickery there that I've not quite figured out on the production side of it.
It is television, oddly enough.
No, well, I'm not.
But you like it, don't you?
I love it. I love it. I watch it for Claudia as well.
She's very good.
She's very good.
A lot of chunky knitwear.
Lots of nice gloves.
Yes, lovely gloves.
Love a good fingerless glove.
Yes. She's done a bit of that.
What, a bit of fingerless?
Oh, she
right,
has.
Lovely.
Up in the Scottish Highlands.
That'd be a water buffalo. Because she looks like a water buffalo. Don't you think with that fringe she looks like a water buffalo?
She does a bit, doesn't she? And I like it when she takes the picture off the wall and throws it
on the floor, yeah.
But I've also watched the American, Australian and New Zealand version.
I'm not a big fan of Alan Cumming. Is that his name?
Well, in the Scottish, yes. Well, it's funny because it's like the same show but slightly different in every case.
Yeah.
And the twist, I mean, there was one of them where they got marvellous. They thought there was two traitors at the end.
Yes.
And one stabbed the other one.
I know it was good, wasn't it?
So, yes. Are we a bit traitor? Could we be on the Traitors?
I think we should try our own version of it here.
What, kill somebody?
Yes.
Marvellous.
Yeah, there's only 3 of us, but it's taking part. Now, listen. One programme that's coming back, but a celebrity version.
Yes.
Celebrity Big Brother.
Right.
And now, I bet you don't watch Big Brother because I can imagine that being a bit below you, to be honest with you.
I only watch it if there's somebody I know on it. Like, Miss Goodyear was on it.
Was she on it, was she?
She did it. I watched it then.
Was that the episode where she threw the water over?
She and... Cheryl Ferguson.
That's it.
Is she that Cheryl
Ferguson? Yeah.
Yep. They had to pretend that they were...
now, she was good on that, Julie.
Yes.
Very, very good in it. This year's Celebrity Big Brother is rumoured to have Danny Beard on it.
Danny Beard, yes, we know him.
Caleb Cooper.
Oh, he's on with... I mean, I don't
From
see
the
that
farm.
program. I don't have Netflix. But
do you not have Netflix? Well, thank God we never see you. Oh, it's addictive, that Netflix.
Is it? No.
Oh, it is.
I don't have an addictive personality, unlike some people.
Yeah, and which one? And then also, of course, Danny Dyer, the male version.
Danny Dyer, will it be confusing then, won't it, with Danny Dyer and Danny Beard?
Well, other than the fact that they're both called Danny. Danny LaRue probably won't be on it.
Oh.
No. Now, you've got an obsession for clay, as we were mentioning with Wallace and Gromit.
I've got A-level pottery.
Have you got A-level pottery?
Yes, I was taught by a monk.
I've just got plates. So that's nice.
Yes, there you are.
Pottery Throwdown, that's coming back.
It started.
Has
it started on Sunday night.
Is it good?
Yes.
Is it?
Well, it is, because in the first... Yeah, what? What's wrong with that?
It just doesn't appeal to me at all.
Have you watched it?
Is there any drama in it other than the fact that they can't get
when
it
your
up?
pot cracks.
Right. Okay.
Oh, yes.
When
then all
but that's in the kiln. They got a camera in the kiln.
No, but
well, how
what
do they know it's
happens is
cracked?
They put it all in the drying room.
Look at you sat up now. He does like it, everybody.
They put it all in the drying room.
Sit back, you've lost your red room.
And they put it all in the drying room.
Yes.
And then the next day they come in and there's just like a Hessian sack on their desk.
Oh, my
And they have to lift it up to see
wow.
whether everything's cracked underneath.
And it might be cracked.
It could be cracked.
So what did they do then?
A knob came off yesterday.
A knob came off yesterday.
Yes.
What did they do?
Well, you tell me what you've done when that's happened to you in the past.
So what did they do when they when it is cracked? What do they have to? How do they get around it?
Well, of course, sometimes you can do it with your slip.
Right. See where this is going.
What?
Okay. Now then, have you been given your honour, your New Year honour? I have. I'm a baroness now.
Yeah, no, we're talking about real ones.
Yeah, lovely. So,
not ones you could buy.
have you even got a fake one? No, I have.
I am a deputy lieutenant. That's a real one.
No, it's not. Just an excuse for a night out. I saw at the cathedral they were all sat there with the chains like Mr. T.
I didn't sit with them. I sat with you, didn't I?
Hey, yeah, you weren't sat with them.
You know what they call a you know what they call a group of mares.
What? This is live. Be careful.
You know what they call a group of mares?
What?
The chain gang.
Do they?
That's their WhatsApp.
Look down,
that is their WhatsApp group. It's called the chain gang.
Have they got a WhatsApp group?
Oh, they have.
Like Plat Chat.
Yeah.
Love Plat Chat. Lovely. People
Yes,
getting
honours.
New Year's honours this year.
Yes.
Jacqueline Wilson.
Yes, author.
Yes, fabulous. Writer of Tracy Beaker.
That is correct.
I believe that's making a comeback as well.
I believe so, yes.
That'd be good,
yes.
won't it? Not for us.
Young
Sarah
person
Lancashire.
told me.
Yes.
Sarah Lancashire, yes.
Yes.
We know her very well, don't we?
Tom Baker.
Doctor Who.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
It's good, isn't it? Anybody else that you'd like to see get one that perhaps deserves
I
one?
did see people complaining that Kevin Sinfield, the rugby chap who did an awful lot for charity with the Rob Burrows charity,
Right.
why didn't he get one? And in fact, somebody sent me a message and said, "You know why he didn't get one?" I said, "Well, did you nominate him?"
Oh.
Because ultimately,
Is it a nomination thing?
yes, and
Oh.
anybody can nominate anybody else apart from themselves for an honour. And you go online
Yes.
and you fill out the form,
Yeah.
tells you what to do.
Yeah.
And so that's my answer. If you think somebody should get a nomination, nominate them.
So have you nominated me?
Of course I have. Been rejected, of course, but that's the thing. And it does normally take
Yes.
a few years
A few years?
Yes.
Oh, please.
to work through the system.
I'll be the next dress size up by then, my love, won't I? I'll be the next dress size
So
up.
yes, so have a think.
Yeah.
Because, in fact, I think the latest statistic, number.
Facts.
Where in our area we get some of the least number of people getting honours.
Do you know why that is?
Yeah, I do know why that is.
Go on, why is that?
The least number of people that are nominated.
Well, also because we don't need honours because we're all fantastic in this region.
It's nice to have an honour, though, isn't it?
Not really, no.
Oh, you wouldn't accept it
I
then
wouldn't.
if you were Dame Belinda?
No, not Dame Belinda. I'd probably pass more as Dame Trot. I'll be honest with you. No, I couldn't possibly accept an honour. I could. Nominate me.
Get nominated.
Get nominated immediately. I think on that note, we should
We
wrap
should
it up,
say
my darling.
Thank you, shouldn't we? Thank
Yes.
you for tuning in all last year, and we look forward to a very exciting
We have got
2025.
loads of guests coming up in the next few weeks.
We certainly
It's always a
have.
bit slow in January because everybody's still pantoed or in one show,
Yes, that's right. Or they just don't want to come on and speak to us
as well as.
for the money. So we hope that you have a fantastic 2025, and we will see you next week.
Only on Your Manchester.